It's not easy to get popular in the Korean entertainment industry. It takes years because the market is super competitive. It's especially hard for someone from a different country. However, there are some who have been able to break out of that and get recognition in South Korea. Here are 6 Filipino actors who managed to make it big in Korea. Noreen Joyce Ascara. Noreen Joyce Ascara is a Filipina actress living in Korea who has managed to work in more than 50 drama productions. Noreen, who works as a financial manager on the side, started her journey in 2015. She started off as an international student at the Sukmyung Women's University, and 2 years later, during the last semester of her studies, she was hired by a Korean firm in which Noreen worked in the marketing department. In 2018, she started working at ICB as a business developer and climbed her way up to become the financial manager of the financial technology department. Now she appears in TV shows and commercials during her free time, so imagine how busy she is. Not only that, but she also does YouTube where she goes by the name Joyce in Korea. On her YouTube, she shares what it's like working and living in Korea. Noreen has taken part in shows such as Record of Youth, True Beauty, and The King Eternal Monarch, among many others. However, her most recent cameo was in All of Us Are Dead, which was released on January 28th and became one of the highest viewed television shows all around the world. Noreen received praise from fellow Filipinos and impressed viewers who couldn't help but express pride and admiration over finding a fellow Pinoy in a widely successful Netflix series. However, Noreen's journey to fame has not been easy. She faced quite a few challenges on this road. In an exclusive interview with Preview, Noreen shared a little bit about how her life has been like living in South Korea. When starting in the acting industry, Noreen pointed out that she was actually rejected many times whenever she would apply for the role of a Filipino or a Southeast Asian role simply because the producers said she did not look like one. Noreen stated in the interview, "When I submitted my profile to an agency and had a meeting with them, they told me that I'd fit better as a Korean because of my appearance and because I speak decent Korean. They then sent me to locations together with other Korean extras. From there, I only get Korean-only roles in dramas." Although it may seem like a background actor may not have much to do, Noreen pointed out that it's actually not that easy. Waking up early and returning home late is part of the job. As an extra, you would have to bring in your own clothes to the shoots, except for when filming a scene in a school setting where the uniforms would be provided. Sometimes you would even have to bring in 5 to 6 sets of clothing on a shoot day, depending on the scenes you would have to film. What's probably the worst part about it are the long hours on set. However, at such a young age, Noreen has been able to achieve so much, and that only proves how hardworking she is. The future is looking very bright for this Filipina star, and many of her fans are rooting for her. Christian Lagahi. Squid Game did quite big numbers when it was released last year, but there was one player who caught the eyes of many. Christian Lagahi, or Player 276, really left a mark and won all of our hearts as he risked his life in a prize-winning competition where they played dangerous childhood games. In the 4th episode of the show called Stick to the Team, he helped the main cast in a game of tug-of-war. Although Christian's character was a non-speaking role, just being a part of such a big production and representing the Filipino community was a surreal experience for him. Initially casted as a background character only to be on set for 3 days, the script went through some changes as the series started filming, and Christian was ultimately given a bigger role, aka Player 276. Apart from acting in Korean dramas, Christian works as a marketing consultant and serves as a community leader in his area. He was also a former English teacher, and he runs a YouTube channel on the side called Explore with Ajushi. Christian Lagahi goes by Chris Chan as well ever since he started living in South Korea in 2015 and has been landing acting gigs from 2017 till now. At first, Chris was scouted by a Korean manager out of nowhere, but it paid off since he's been busy for 5 years now. He has also appeared in other hit TV productions such as The Negotiation and Space Sweepers, in both of which he was casted as a minority. Christian said he is proud that he has been able to represent the minority there, especially the Filipino community. Despite the fact that the majority showed love to Christian, there have been moments where he faced discrimination. In an interview with Asian Boss, Christian shared an experience of how he had a cabbage thrown at his face when he was traveling inside a village bus, and the hardest part for him was that no one stood up for him and everyone had just ignored him as he was being publicly humiliated. He also shared, "I was crying inside. For me, there was nothing I could do anymore. I couldn't complain, but what I didn't understand was there were other people inside that small bus. I just felt so bad that no one was ready to help." No matter the hardship Christian goes through for being a minority in Korea, the love and support from his fans will hopefully always outshine those bad moments. Nash. Nash is a filmmaker, an actor, and a tech social entrepreneur based in South Korea. In 2010, Nash visited the country for the first time when he was invited to the DMZ International Film Festival for his film Water Ghetto. It was during this time when the thought of applying for a scholarship crossed his mind, and he has been living in Korea since 2011. Nash was admitted to the Korea National University as a scholar, where he pursued his master's in filmmaking. In 2019, he organized the first ever Korea Pinoy International Film Festival, and his goal was to open doors and provide opportunities for Pinoys to collaborate with Korean directors and actors. Right now, he's producing a documentary series featuring Filipinos living abroad in cooperation with the Commission on Filipino Overseas. Along with the film festival in 2019, Nash also starred in the Netflix drama Arthdal Chronicles. Fans were surprised to hear a nameless character speak in Tausug, and the character was no one else but dear Nash Ong. Nash shared in a Facebook post that some Arthdal Chronicle viewers just noticed that one of the indigenous languages from the Philippines is featured in this Korean drama. Tausug is one of the languages spoken by Wahon tribe. Nash also revealed that his family is from Mindanao and that he speaks Tausug and Yakan during an interview with The Inquirer. The show's writers and producers believe that native languages from Southeast Asia would be appropriate for the tribe's dialects, and he even assisted them with the translations. Nash is an entrepreneur apart from being a filmmaker and actor. He founded PS Media Enterprise, a startup that created Pinoy Store, a mobile app that allows you to buy Filipino goods in South Korea. He's also the brains of Pinoy Soul, a media portal dedicated to providing useful information to Pinoys in South Korea and those interested in Korean culture. One of Nash's goals is to bring the Philippines and South Korea closer together through social inclusion and cultural awareness. Cherish Maningat. Actress Cherish Maningat is building a name for herself in South Korea, starring in award-winning shows and critically praised films. She also had the opportunity to work with South Korean celebrities such as Lee Sung-kyung, An Hyo-sop, and Han Suk-kyu. Cherish has been in South Korea since 2006, and she's been making rounds on social media for representing the Philippines in the South Korean entertainment industry. Cherish sought for a master's degree scholarship at the Korean National University of Arts after earning a bachelor's degree in the Philippines, and she graduated with a Master of Fine Arts degree in directing. On top of that, she began her acting career in the musical theater. She went on to work as an acting coach and an English teacher, apart from getting some small roles herself. Cherish has worked in Dr. Romantic 2 and Mouse, among others. Lauren Young and E.J. Falcon. While Lauren Young and E.J. Falcon may not have much of a career in Korea, the impact they left during that one scene from Where Stars Land was huge. Lauren and actor E.J. made a special appearance in the K-drama Where Stars Land in October 2018. Lauren and E.J. appeared in the 7th and 8th episodes as a married couple, where Ian Santos, a character played by E.J., gets discovered attempting to enter Korea with a false passport. Ian begs the Korean immigration office to simply let him be with his pregnant wife Mari, who is played by Lauren, but she gives birth at the airport. The situation in the drama quickly escalates, and it ends up with Ian seeing Mari and their kid at the airport before being deported to the Philippines. This scene alone was extremely heartbreaking. Lauren and EJ's dialogues in the series are in Filipino, except when Lauren's character speaks to the airport employees in Korean, so they both represented the Philippines at its best. It's not easy to get big in Korea, and it has definitely not been easy for the previously mentioned stars, but despite the hurdles and challenges, they have certainly made the Filipino community proud. Let us know what you think and if you know about any other Filipino actors who are making it big in South Korea. Thank you for watching. Bye!